It is year 22 in the NBA for LeBron James, and for years we've all been wondering, when is his play really gonna start to slip? We thought it might be when he came to the Lakers in 2018. He started to have some injury issues, which he'd never really had before, but then he figured it out. We thought it might be after the title in 2020 when he started to take way more jump shots than ever before, but he just became a better three-point shooter instead. And I think we all honestly started to believe that LeBron was going to go his entire career and look like a star the entire time. But unfortunately, it looks like his age has finally caught up with him. And there's a couple of really concerning things happening for LeBron right now. First and foremost, whatever is happening in the paint at the rim is the most damaging thing you could possibly see for a player that is aging, a player that you're looking at to see if they're slipping at all, a player you're looking to see, do they still have it? If a guy is not getting to the rim as much, not finishing at the rim as well, not getting to the free throw line, that is a massive, massive concern. And all of the frequency numbers for LeBron have been steadily going down, as you would expect. I mean, the guy's 40 years old. He's not going to be barreling to the rim on a nightly basis like he used to. So the frequency numbers, the volume of at the rim attempts, free throw attempts, paint touches, all that stuff has been going down the last couple years. We've seen a lot more mid-post isolations. We've seen a lot more mid-post fadeaways, more threes, as I talked about earlier. The difference this year is that not only is the volume down, but he's less effective at the rim as well. He's missing shots in the paint. He's missing his in-between game, and that is incredibly, incredibly concerning and is a sign of someone that has definitely lost a step. And none of this, by the way, is unexpected. This isn't even a negative video. It's just an observational video. It is an incredible accomplishment that LeBron has been able to do what he has been able to do for so long. And even as recently as this summer in the Olympics, still looked every bit like a guy that's a top 15 player in the league. But right now, he has not been that guy so far to begin this NBA season. And the most concerning thing about that to me is the at-rim efficiency. Now, over the last couple of years, one of the ways that he has tried to combat that, still get his numbers, still be effective, is that he's taken more jump shots. The three-point volume, especially starting a couple of years ago, really started to go up a lot for LeBron, especially in the regular season. He realized, okay, my team still needs me to score. I need to find ways to get points that aren't damaging to my body, where I'm not running into six guys, where I'm not having to go to the free throw line, where I'm not having to take contact and try and finish at the rim. So he just became a better three-point shooter. This has been a hallmark of LeBron's career, adding pieces to his game, changing his game, and figuring out different ways to be effective. And that's something that has been awesome for him over the last couple of seasons. Unfortunately, this year, especially recently, he has been in a massive shooting slump, and he no longer has the at-rim stuff to make up for it. Before, if he went through a shooting slump, he would just get to the rim, get to the free throw line, and he would still be able to produce. At this point, his offensive game in terms of scoring is basically non-existent. This is as low scoring as we have pretty much ever seen LeBron since, he very first got into the league, and he was extremely inefficient. And the thing that's interesting is he's always been able to get his numbers. Even if you wanted to make the argument that over the past year and a half to 2 years, LeBron wasn't a top 10, top 15 player in the league, if you watch the games, if you watch his level of impact, especially in the regular season, you at least could still point to the fact that, wow, he's still averaging, 25, 6, and 8. He's still putting up incredible numbers. And he's always found a way, as he's aged, to limit his energy expenditure, to kind of find different pieces of the game to coast, to rely on the other guys, and then when it's really time, he was going to be able to turn it on and get things going. And he hasn't been able to do that this year either. This is the first real true sign. Obviously, 2018, 2019, 2020 LeBron was not the same as 2013, 2014 LeBron. That's as expected. That comes with age. But he's still been really, really effective right up until the last 20 or so games to begin this season. Now, this might seem kind of silly, but I think it's important to also point out why this is happening. The obvious answer is that he's old. This is not supposed to happen. We've never seen a player at this point in their career still be really, really effective, at least not at the level that LeBron has been the last couple of seasons. And eventually, when you're in the league this long, age is going to kind of get to you. But the other thing, of course, is he played in the Olympics this summer, and he has openly talked about the fact that he wants to play in every game this year. It's a goal for him. He wants to prove that he can still be durable. He doesn't see the point in sitting out games. He wants to play in all 82 games. And up until a couple of days ago, the Lakers seemed okay with that. But now there's started to be some comments publicly where people are asking, does it make sense for LeBron to play 82 games? Should he actually play 82 games? You guys going to allow him essentially to play 82 games? And JJ Redick said, well, if he's healthy, he should play, but something that we're monitoring, right? At some point, we might see the LeBron 2-week hiatus. He did this in Miami where he was having a back issue. He did it again in Cleveland where he was having a back issue. He takes 2 weeks off, comes back, looks fantastic. It's one of the reasons why he was so good in the bubble is because he had a couple of months to just kind of reset and refresh and then be awesome towards the end of the year. And maybe we'll see that for LeBron because this Lakers team isn't really that reliant on him. They've found other ways to create offense. Anthony Davis has been fantastic, and they've actually been better when LeBron isn't on the floor, which is really, really frightening. It's not that they're actually better when LeBron's off the floor. It's just his offensive output has been so low. He's been so inefficient because he's not finishing at the rim and he's not making jump shots that it hurts their offense so much. And obviously he's not super active defensively, that they've been worse by the numbers. But obviously they'd rather have LeBron on the floor rather than off. But maybe you give him a little bit of a break and then he's fine post All-Star break. And that might come with him not playing all 82 games. And obviously that is up to whether LeBron actually wants to do that, if the Lakers actually force that on him. But the bigger picture issue here for the Lakers is even if you get last year's version of LeBron, this is not a contending team, and with this version of LeBron, they're not even close to a contending team. And it's nice that they have Dalton Connect. It's nice that JJ Redick has been able to add some stuff in, but they've had a relatively easy schedule to begin the season. And as good as Anthony Davis has been, if LeBron looks like this for the entirety of the season, whatever goals and aspirations they might have had for the season are essentially over. Even with this advanced age, the whole concept of this Lakers team was LeBron and AD being who they were at the Olympics, still being two of the 20 best players in the entire league, and that still being really difficult to stop in a postseason series. But if it's just Anthony Davis, a kind of washed LeBron, and some shooters, regardless of what they try and do at the deadline, regardless of any of that stuff, they're just not contenders. And like I said, it's not even a negative video. It's just an observation. Like, it would be irresponsible to try and say, oh yeah, LeBron will be fine. He'll figure it out. It's just a slump. Like, no, he's over 40 years old, and this is what you're supposed to look like when you're over 40 years old. And it's interesting because not that long ago, a month and a half ago, beginning of the season, 20 games ago, I made a video talking about how awesome the Lakers looked around LeBron. They weren't relying on him as much. JJ Redick was able to put in all this stuff, and they've been such a well-coached team, and maybe that'll change some things at the trade deadline. Maybe they'll be more aggressive trading future picks because they can add one more piece and maybe be semi-contenders in the Western Conference. That was a month and a half ago. And now we're talking about, well, LeBron's just not the same guy, and all that stuff gets rolled back. Like, yeah, maybe they still move D'Lo, maybe they try and figure out some other pieces, but in terms of trading future assets, it seems unlikely for the Lakers if this is anything close to what LeBron is going to look like for the rest of the year. And it's unfortunate because this might be it. Like, this might be LeBron James' last season. There are probably people watching this video that have never experienced the NBA without LeBron in it, and without LeBron in his prime even. I mean, 22 years in the NBA. I was in kindergarten or a little bit older than that when LeBron got to the league. Like, I remember the league before LeBron, but not that vividly. And so it's a crazy thing to truly see his basketball mortality really in front of him. Now, maybe he will turn it around. Maybe he'll take that break and be fine. Maybe he'll still play next year. But this is as close as we've ever gotten to, wow, like this might actually be the end for LeBron. Next year, LeBron James might not be in the NBA, and that is a crazy thing. Not just how it impacts the Lakers, not just how it impacts the potential playoff race and all that stuff, what they might do with their assets, but how that impacts the league as a whole, what the league looks like without LeBron in it. Because again, a lot of the main fans of the league right now, a lot of the core fan base have never experienced an NBA without LeBron in it. And I think we're rapidly approaching that. Maybe he still tries to play next year, but feels like a guy that is going to be prideful about this. And if he's not going to be the level of guy that he's been for the last 21 years, I don't know if he's necessarily just going to run it back next year just to do a farewell tour. So it's unfortunate this is the way LeBron looks, but it's absolutely the reality.